It's your girl Ro in the building, and I'm here to welcome you to my YouTube. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share something special with you, and that's how to make my banana pudding pans. Now these are super easy to make, and all the ingredients that I'm going to be using are right here, and I will share in great detail on each ingredient, and I also will leave a recipe and links in the description box below. But this is a special treat. Everyone has been waiting for me to share my famous and award-winning recipe, and it's simple, super simple. So if you're ready to get started and ready to create an amazing dessert, let's get into the video. Starting off, you're going to need some NILLA wafers, and I'm going to be using the larger wafers and some of the mini wafers. You're going to need some Tsp cookies, some instant pudding, and I'm going to be using the banana cream in a larger box, and I'm also going to use the French vanilla in the smaller box. You're also going to need some sweetened condensed milk by Eagle brand, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, ½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of banana extract, and you can't forget the cookie nib flavoring, 2 teaspoons of that, ½ a cup of lemon juice, and 6 to 7 bananas. Now to make it a personal pan, I'm going to be using a 1-pound container. You can find this on Amazon, and I will leave the links in the description box below. But get in your large bowl, you want to pour in your lemon juice, and then take your bananas and begin to cut them up. All right, you want to cut them up nice and thick, not too thick and not too thin. You don't want them too thick where it's going to be over too much, and you want them to come out just like this, because you don't want them thin to where it's going to be mushy. So that size is good. So once you have completed your bananas, you want to place them in the bowl of lemon juice. And once you have them all in your bowl, you just want to incorporate them in that juice and make sure all your bananas are fully coated with that lemon juice, and this will prevent your bananas from browning. Now once you feel they have been completely incorporated in that lemon juice, you just want to cover it with aluminum foil or saran wrap and then set them to the side. Now let's start the prep work. You want to get your pans, especially if you're making a lot of them, you want to line them up, and then if you're using the mini wafers, just line up the bottom layer till the bottom is completely covered. And if you're using the larger wafers, I normally put between 8 to 9 large wafers in the 1-pound pan. Now before I apply my bananas to my cookie trays, I normally have my pudding mix already done. So make sure your pudding mix is done first before you apply your bananas to the cookie trays. Now, when I apply my bananas to my trays, I normally apply 8 to 10 bananas to each tray. Now let's make the pudding mix. Now I'm going to be using 2 smaller boxes and 1 larger box. So I'm going to use 1 small box of the French vanilla, 1 large box of the banana cream, and a small box of the banana cream. This just balances out the amount of pudding mix that I'm going to use for the amount of pans that I'm going to be making. And this is a larger mixture, so it will make between 8 to 12 personal pans. Now once your mix is in the bowl, you can add in your ingredients. You must add in your ingredients to the dry mixture. So 1 teaspoon of the ground cinnamon and ½ teaspoon of the ground nutmeg. Now I've been asked why adding this makes a difference. It makes a big difference, and it tastes great. So you got to try it for yourself, and you must add in the ingredients to your dry mix, all right, and not to your milk. Now, I'm using 6 cups of warm milk. All right, I did heat it up in the microwave because it's instant pudding. And I'm pouring in a little bit in my saucepan just in case I have to warm it up on the stove. All right, So you want to apply a little bit of the mix into the saucepan at a time, and then whisk it in between each time you apply it to the pot. All right. Now, I know you may ask why you just won't add the milk and heat the milk up on the stove. It actually comes out better this way, because sometimes you, especially if you're using the instant pudding, it comes out much better this way, because if you're heating the instant pudding over the stove, it will begin to get too thick and scorch. So you can watch it. This is just a better process. And if you want to use the cook and serve, that's totally fine. That's totally up to you. But I find this process is so much easier and better to do it this way. All right. So keep applying your milk a little bit at a time and whisking until all of the ingredients is well incorporated. So I also want to add that this process is so much easier to do. And I know people are going to ask questions, why just do it over the stove? When you do instant pudding, it's going to get thick quick. All right. When you use the cook and serve instant pudding, it doesn't get quick instantly. All right. That's something that you have to watch and keep stirring. And then even when it's done, it looks like it's still loose, and it'll thicken up once you put it into the refrigerator. So this is why this process is so much easier, and may can help those that choose to create this recipe. So that's just another tip I wanted to add in. But as you see here, applying it this way, I can see the texture and the thickness of my pudding. And if it becomes too thick, I have room to just add a little bit more milk just to loosen it up, because I don't like too thick of a pudding, and I don't like a runny pudding. So this just balance it out and make it just right for me. All right. So now I'm going to add in the flavoring, banana extract and the cookie nib. And you just want to whisk that on in there until it's all well incorporated. And then we're going to move on to our next ingredient, and that is the sweetened condensed milk. Yes. All right. Trust me, this does not make it too sweet. It is just right. This balances out so well, and it's delicious. All right. So just mix that up. It will thin out just a little bit. And again, if it is too thick to you, just add in a little bit of milk, not too much, and just mix. But this is perfect. All right. So once this is done and complete, then you can grab your pans and begin to applying your pudding mix to your trays. All right, now it's time for the fun part, and it's time to assemble the trays and add in the pudding mix. Now I'm using a large ice cream scooper, and I'm going to be applying 2 large scoops of the pudding mix. Now, if you don't have a large ice cream scooper, just evenly add in the amount of pudding mix until the tray is completely covered. And once you have done that, you're going to tap your tray so that the pudding mix can sink on in that tray. Now, the key to a great banana pudding is to let it sit overnight or the next day after you have made it, so that the crackers can settle with the pudding. I do not like a banana pudding, and the cookies are hard. I don't know about you, but that's just me. Okay, when you go eat a banana pudding, the cookies have settled. They're nice and soft, and the bananas and the pudding and all that stuff is together. Okay, they're all incorporated together, and it tastes great. All right, I don't like a banana pudding that has hard cookies, if you know what I mean. All right, so if you see me tapping, I'm tapping my trays to make sure the banana filling is going to the bottom of these trays, and then I'm going to assemble them with the chessmen cookies. So make sure you tap each tray before you put it into your refrigerator. So now it's time to top them off with the chessmen cookies. So to each pan, I'm going to apply 4 chessmen cookies. A pack of chessmen cookies come with 3 layers, and in each layer it has 8 cookies. So when you apply these to the trays, so one layer is going to complete 2 pans. The next layer is going to complete another 2 pans, and then the third layer will complete your last 2 pans, will give you a total of 6 pans. So one package of chessmen cookies will cover 6 pans. So this will give you an idea of how many chessmen cookies or packages of chessmen cookies that you need to get when creating multiple pans. And even if you break one, just assemble it and put it together, because you still want a great presentation, even if you're doing a large event or any type of ordering for your clients, and it's going to be great, trust me. All right, and just create as many pans as you like, especially if you're doing a sale. It's going to be amazing. All right, so if you try this recipe, let me know how it turned out. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, make sure you like, and leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know how you have enjoyed this video. See you soon.